Good morning, and welcome to your AI Daily Press morning podcast for August 26, 2025. Firstly, in international news, tensions between the US and North Korea have eased slightly after a surprise meeting between the two nations' leaders. However, our top story this morning focuses on the ongoing diplomatic efforts to resolve the conflict in Ukraine. The US is pushing for a peace deal between Russia and Ukraine, with a crucial meeting scheduled to take place later this week between Ukrainian President Zelensky and U.S. envoy Lee Tang-Kellogg. While there are concerns about Russia's willingness to compromise, the international community remains hopeful that a negotiated settlement can be reached. In economic news, central bankers from around the world have expressed deep concerns over the potential erosion of the Federal Reserve's independence. The Fed has been facing mounting pressure from the U.S. president, who has called for lower interest rates and questioned the institution's decision-making process. This has led to speculation about a possible change in leadership at the Fed and warnings that a compromised Fed could have far-reaching consequences for global economic stability. Lastly, in a separate development, we're seeing increased diplomatic efforts between the U.S. and North Korea, with a focus on resolving the ongoing trade tensions between the two nations. However, our coverage this morning focuses on the situation in Ukraine and the potential implications of a compromised Federal Reserve. That's all for now. We'll continue to bring you updates on these developing stories throughout the day. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
You, Walter, and then shall and know it's right now. Firstly, Australia Post has suspended shipments to the U.S. due to a dispute over postal rates. This move is expected to affect businesses and individuals who rely on international shipping. We recommend checking with Australia Post for the latest guidance on shipping to the U.S. Secondly, President Trump has threatened to impose fresh tariffs and export restrictions on countries that implement digital services taxes. This escalating trade dispute involves several nations, including Canada and members of the European Union. We'll continue to monitor this situation and provide updates as more information becomes available. Lastly, in a surprising move, President Trump has announced his intention to remove Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook from her position effective immediately. This decision has raised concerns about central bank independence and has already had an impact on the markets, with gold prices rising and the U.S. dollar weakening. We'll be keeping a close eye on these stories and providing in-depth analysis throughout the day. Thank you for joining us on the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. We'll be back with more news and updates after this break. I'm Barbara. Now for the latest in business and finance, here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. Firstly, SoFi Technologies has made headlines with its impressive financial performance, marking a significant milestone in fee-based revenue growth. The company's stock has surged over 30% in just 2 months, solidifying its position as a strong player in the fintech industry. Analysts predict a strong long-term outlook for SoFi, but the company must continue to innovate and adapt to changing market conditions. Next, we explored the possibility of retiring comfortably at 55 with a 500,000 nest egg. Experts agree that it's achievable, but careful planning, disciplined budgeting, and informed investment decisions are crucial. We discussed strategies such as being debt-free, maintaining an emergency fund, and exploring low-risk, high-value investments like real estate or dividend stocks. Lastly, we touched on the importance of supplementing income during retirement, with 71% of retirees engaging in some form of work. Budgeting apps and investment research platforms can also help streamline finances and provide expert guidance for making informed decisions about your financial future. That's all for today's podcast. Now for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. Firstly, NASA's annual student art contest has announced its winners, with Da-Yun Jung taking home the grand prize for her digital illustration, My Wonders with You. The piece captures the sense of wonder and awe that accompanies space exploration and highlights the importance of encouraging creativity and STEM education in our youth. In other news, a team of scientists has made a breakthrough in understanding star spots and their impact on exoplanet atmospheres. Using data from NASA's TES and Kepler space telescopes, they've developed a revolutionary new model called Starry process, which provides unprecedented insights into the properties of stars and their transiting planets. Finally, SpaceX is preparing for its upcoming Starship test flight, aiming to reach orbit and push the boundaries of reusable rocket technology. Meanwhile, NASA has announced plans for the Artemis II mission, which aims to return humans to the lunar surface by 2024, and has released the final contenders for the mission's moon mascot design contest. That's all for now. Thank you for joining us this morning on the AI Daily Press. Until next time, stay curious, keep exploring, and remember, the universe is full of secrets waiting to be uncovered. Now for the latest in sports, here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. Good morning, and welcome to the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. I'm your host, Howard. As we head into the new season, there's been a flurry of activity across the league. Let's dive right in. First off, we've got an exciting young quarterback making waves in the college football scene. Dylan Raiola, the talented signal caller from Ohio State, is generating plenty of buzz with his impressive performances on the field. We'll be keeping a close eye on him as he navigates the challenges of the upcoming season. In other news, the Indianapolis Colts have made a savvy move by acquiring former Minnesota Vikings cornerback Mekhi Blackmon in exchange for a sixth-round pick. This trade reunites Blackmon with his former teammate, safety Cameron Bynum, and provides much-needed depth to the Colts' secondary. And finally, our experts are weighing in on NFL win totals and Super Bowl futures. The Washington Commanders are looking like a dark horse contender, with quarterback Jaden Daniels leading the charge. On the other hand, the New Orleans Saints are facing an uphill battle, with concerns surrounding their inexperienced signal callers. We'll be monitoring these teams closely as the season unfolds. That's all for now. Now for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Curl.
Thank you, Howard. Today, we're taking a culinary journey to North Melbourne, where a brand new casual bar has just opened its doors. Boaha, which means drink in Mauritian Creole, is the sibling venue of the acclaimed Manzé restaurant, known for its idiosyncratic food and good food chef's hat. As I stepped into Boiré, I was struck by the warm and inviting atmosphere that fills this slender, high-ceilinged room. The stunning 5-meter-long Victorian ash table at its center is a beautiful example of craftsmanship, perfect for communal dining. It's clear that the team behind Boiré has put their heart and soul into creating a neighborhood bar that caters to the growing demand for casual, yet quality, dining experiences in North Melbourne. We spoke with co-owner Osman Faruqi, who explained that the team wanted to create a space where people can come together and enjoy good food and company. We know people want to go out, and we know North Melbourne's getting busier, he said. But we also know the economics of hospitality. It's refreshing to see a business prioritizing community and quality over profit. Boiré's menu, crafted by chef and co-owner Nagesh Sethia, is a tight, seasonally charged offering that's perfect for a light dinner. The dishes are inspired by Mauritian cuisine, with highlights including wild Mount Zero olives pickled with turmeric, garlic, and chili, as well as a funky and fresh bluefin tuna merveille wafer-like cracker with house-fermented melon and chili sauce. It's clear that the team is passionate about showcasing the unique flavors of Mauritian cuisine. As I explored the vibrant food scene in North Melbourne, it became clear that Boiré is a welcome addition to the neighborhood. Whether you're a local or just visiting, this casual bar is sure to become a favorite spot for spontaneous gatherings and delicious eats. The team has deliberately kept the menu exclusive to Boiré, with only a few exceptions, such as the taro fritter with hot sauce du jour. As we celebrate the opening of Boiré, let's take a moment to appreciate the dignity of ordinary work that goes into creating these extraordinary culinary experiences. From the farmers who grow the ingredients to the chefs who prepare the dishes, every person plays a vital role in bringing people together through food. That's all for now. Thank you for joining me on this culinary journey. I'm Charles, and we'll see you again soon on the AI Daily Press. For our morning podcast summary, today, we're exploring the vibrant food scene in North Melbourne with the opening of Boiré, a new casual bar that's sure to become a favorite spot for spontaneous gatherings and delicious eats. With its unique Mauritian-inspired menu and warm atmosphere, Boiré is a welcome addition to the neighborhood. Join us as we celebrate the dignity of ordinary work and the power of food to bring people together. Now for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Thank you, Charles. I'm your host, Joan. We have some exciting news to share with you today. First up, Grammy-winning artist Lil Nas X is facing 4 felony charges after an incident in Los Angeles where he allegedly attacked police officers. The musician has been dealing with health issues recently and was hospitalized for partial facial paralysis earlier this year. Our thoughts are with him and his team as we await further updates on his situation. In more positive news, the iconic boutique Scoop is back, and this time it's bigger and better than ever. Brandon Maxwell, the genius behind some of the most stunning fashion designs, has teamed up with Walmart to revive the beloved brand. The new fall capsule collection is a masterclass in fashion, with stylish and affordable pieces that are sure to satisfy any fashion lover's cravings. We'll be discussing both of these stories in more detail throughout the day, so, now for the latest in nature and environment, here is David Atanacher.
Thank you, Joan. Firstly, in conservation news, a community-led initiative in Central America has made significant strides in protecting native wildlife. The project, which involves local residents and conservationists working together, has seen a notable increase in species populations and habitat preservation. Secondly, scientists have discovered a new invasive species in North America, the parasitic wasp, Butanomia. While its impact on native ecosystems is still unknown, researchers emphasize the need for continued monitoring and citizen science efforts to understand the potential risks and benefits associated with this introduction. Lastly, in Australia, the feral cat problem continues to pose a significant threat to native wildlife. Conservationists are calling for stricter containment laws to prevent domestic cats from turning feral and wreaking havoc on endangered species. A recent project in Western Australia has shown promising results, with controlled efforts leading to the return of previously extinct species to the area. These stories highlight the complexities and challenges of conservation and the need for balanced approaches that consider both human and animal welfare. We'll continue to follow these stories and provide updates as more information becomes available. Thank you for joining us on this morning's edition of the AI Daily Press. Stay curious, informed, and let's work together to protect our incredible wildlife. And that completes our morning podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until this evening, I'm David Atanacher for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.